Hey everybody, Top here, back with Nonstop Big Top. Today we're back in the garage, and today's assignment is we're going to turn this into this. Very simple project, requires a few tools, most of which I bought on Facebook Marketplace or even borrowed from friends. So let's get started right into it. So a little bit about these boards. This one here in particular comes from a pallet, and this one actually I got, funny enough, from a dumpster. I had people ask, where do you get your wood? Some of them I buy, and some of them I get from dumpster diving. And what I mean by dumpster diving is there is a steel manufacturer by me that makes steel products, and then they get steel in on big industrial pallets made of hardwood. And what I do is on Saturdays, I swing by, whatever I can reach from the top, I reach in and pull out. And so I'm gonna make the bears that you just saw a moment ago. This one will be a black bear, and this one will be a brown bear. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a planer, and we're gonna plane the back side of this flat, so it has something to work from. And then we'll use the back side of this one, and we'll plane it. We're looking for the nice weathered wood on top. Nice textures. I'll try to use in between these if I have enough space. For the base here on this one, again, nice solid full piece. I can use any bit of it. We'll start with planing. So now you can see that I've planed them. This is a nice piece of hickory, and look at the coloring in that. That looks great. However, I'm not using it for that purpose. I want the rough colors of the exterior. And you'll see that the board is a little wobbly. I don't care about that because I'm going to be cutting it up into smaller pieces and gluing it down, so it won't matter. But this is the weathered side that I'm looking for. And then what I do after that, I'll then trace my pattern on it. So let me slide these up and I'll show you my pattern. This is essentially how I do it. I make a template like this, pull it up on my computer, and I'll show you on a future video. An actual bear, an animal. I've done manatee, I've done otters, I've done, as you can see, the deer that I've done. All of these different ones that I've done, I take an actual animal, put it up there, and then I basically trace the outside with straight lines. I geometrically just divide it up with triangles and with octagons and pentagons and all different shapes and sizes to make what looks like an animal. So in this case, making bears. So again, this will be drawn on here and on here in reverse. Now you'll notice there it says back and the F is for front. And you have to do that because when you put all these in a Ziploc bag, you pull them out and you try to piece them back together, you go, oh dear goodness, what have I done? What goes what? So all the B's face this way and all the F's face the other direction. So the black bear might be this way, the brown bear that way, or vice versa. So next steps, I start tracing. Try to lay them out as economically as I can so it uses as much of the board as possible. But also I'm trying to be conscious of ways that I can cut in and cut out with my bandsaw that don't interfere or cut into the other pieces. You want a little bit of wiggle room, and you'll see why when we get to the sanding process. So the next thing I do is I start down here and I just start tracing around the pieces. So we'll continue to the tracing process. Oh no, This is exactly what I'm talking about. I flipped it over when I blew it off, and I did the front. I actually need to do the back. So to save you the hassle, I'm just going to show you everything drawn on there as well. But again, the key thing is flip it over so they all say F for front, so I'm going to have two that are facing each other. Now you'll see everything is drawn out on both. This says F's for front, this has B for back, so they will be mirrors of each other. I think I did it correctly. Now the one thing I will point out, you might notice that there's a slight crack here. I don't know yet if that goes all the way through. So there's a chance I might have to redo these over here, but we'll find out when we start cutting. This is exactly my point. I saw that crack starting to form. Now, I have one of two things I can do. I can either use the other bit and redo these bottom pieces on that, where I know the crack isn't, or I could attempt to glue these together. And what that ends up doing though is it creates a line through the middle, and that becomes noticeable. So in this case, I'm going to do them, redraw them on the other piece. Next thing we're going to do is use the belt sander here, and we're going to flatten off the edges. So bits like this that have a nut squared off, we will hold it to there until it gets squared off. And the belt sander does well enough, we'll be able to square off all the edges and get everything flat and true like it should be. This is where, when everything's done, I flip it upside down so I can see the numbers, but obviously the other side has the nice rough finish that we want. So I already know and spot off the bat there's a couple of fit and finishes I need to do. M1 here is a horrible shape, so somehow I really screwed that one up in the cutting process. B2 needs to be trimmed down. This needs to be sanded down. All of these should fit together like a nice neat little puzzle. Now, H1, B1 fit together. The ear kind of fits in there. I just need to reshape this side so that it all slots in nicely, like you can see the gap there. So I've got to reshape the size of the left ear. But you'll notice the glaring one is, I did this one backward. So without thinking, I did the 1L1. So this is one leg, the first one, but I did it backward. So I'm sitting there trying to put it in, it doesn't work. And that should go like that should go like that, and like that. So overall, looks like a bear. And it'll look even cooler when you flip it around and everything is the dark color. I also add a few finishing touches. So I need to recut this one. I need to redo this one and reshape a number of them. And when I say reshape them, it's just sand them down. Here's another one where the fit could be better. You'll see a gap that doesn't fit, so I just got to cut the angle so that it matches this. And some of the pieces are too long. So like if I match this one up, it goes too long back here. So what I do is I come back with a pencil and I mark how I need to flatten that back. The M2 is too long, so I need to change that angle. It's too long, so I need to cut it in more. M1 needs to be completely redone. The shoulder probably needs to be reshaped. I'm gonna redo this one, redo M1, and then I'll start reshaping things. So two things. Okay, as you can see, this is the other bear, just kind of laid out for a moment. what I tend to do is I do a little bevel around the outside. I did it on the brown bear as well. I tried to make them a little more obvious around this one just because the contrast, it's so similar. So I still have to do the rest of this side, each piece, but you can kind of see how the back of the bear is turning out. It just accentuates the different shapes. And also keeping in mind that you'll see the little holes and little gaps and whatnot. That's the beauty of it. It's the imperfection that makes it perfect. When you start getting to the point, like you could just get a CNC machine and cut these all out perfectly. And yes, you could put it together, but it's not the same. I had to make this piece custom. I had to make the ear custom on this piece and a different piece. So each one ends up having to be 1 or 2 pieces that are custom made, but let me finish the rest of these. The next step is to prepare the backgrounds for each piece. So I just have them on painter's pyramids and I'll just do a nice coat. This is just some cheaper plywood. It gets painted and we'll build a frame to go around it, but you'll see in just a moment. So at this point, we're just adding paint to the background. This is just a cheaper brush because I kind of want it to look a little sloppy. I'm not looking for precision, and so it's just a cheap $2, $1 brush from big box store. Now that everything is beveled, edges are all sanded, everything's ready to go. Next thing to do is work on the frame. For the frame, I'm gonna make it out of some hardwood. These are some runners that they make pallet runners out of. So I got these from an industrial steel plant. Funny enough, they throw these things away. Doesn't matter to me for my woodworking. So always look out for areas where you can get free wood. So now I just cut out the frame. This is a red oak, so it's got kind of a pink hue to it, which looks fine with the brown bear. Then over here I've got white oak, which will have a little bit of a darker tone to it, which will go with the black bear. So let me go get the backgrounds. We'll start by putting the exterior on the frame first, and then we'll put the bear on the inside. Now I like to put a strip of glue down the backside, but then I also will drill in some small screws to make sure that I've got them attached and everything's holding as is. So first thing I'm going to do is pre-drill my holes, countersink them so that everything's flush, and then I will then glue the frame on. And the other reason why I do that too is because I can just glue this, screw it on, leave it, the glue will set, and it's set. Then I can start working on the bear in the middle. Now it's time to glue down the bear in the middle.
Ask not what Big Top can do for you, but what you can do for Big Top. Please subscribe.
I have you where I think I need it, but let me go get the boss and she can give me her opinion. Now for the glue up. So this is all glued up. What I'll do now is leave it for overnight, leave it in my basement. The lack of humidity will let it dry faster. Onto the black bear. Well, as you can see, now they're done. They're a lot of fun to make. I really enjoy making them. Again, you could CNC and cut it out and have it perfect, but to me, it's the imperfections that make it perfect, knowing that I made it by hand. These will hang on my wall in my office, much like my deer here. I like to make other animals, so if you like this, let me know in the comments what other animals you think I should make. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.